If the whole world doesn't go according to you, at least your own thoughts and your own emotions should go according to you, shouldn't they? Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to What's the Point? In this podcast, we understand how the most complicated piece of technology on the planet, humans, work. The book that I'm going to be covering in today's episode is Inner Engineering by Sadhguru. It is possibly one of the most impactful books I have ever read, and which is why I've chosen it as the first book for the new revamping of this podcast or whatever. Right, let's get into it. Everything that we have ever done has been in pursuit of a single thing. Whether you've sought a career, whether you wanted to start a business, whether you wanted to make money, whether you wanted to get into a relationship, all of it you've done in pursuit of one thing. And that is nothing but joy, like peace for yourself. If we were any other creature on the planet, our needs would be purely physical. If your stomach is full, that means it's a good day, you're done. As human beings, things are slightly more complicated. For human beings, life doesn't end with survival, it begins with survival. The book says that the only thing human beings actually want is more. Boundless expansion. Do you see where the issue is? Think about it. We are the most comfortable generation to have ever lived the planet. Things that royalty could not afford 100 years ago, every single person today can afford. But despite being the most comfortable generation, are we the most peaceful? Are we the most joyful? Are we the most loving? No. Why? Because so far we've tried to fix our outside environment. We fixed so much that there's nothing more to fix. But the thing is that our joy has nothing to do with the outside environment. What we need to do is look inwards. Simple question, this joy that I've just said, what is joy for you? Joy is nothing but a deep sense of pleasantness within. When your body is feeling pleasant, you call it health. When your emotions are feeling pleasant, you call it love. When your mind is feeling pleasant, you call it peace. So we just want inner pleasantness, and we have different terms for it. Even if you say that I don't give a shit about the world and I just want to go to heaven, you are seeking pleasantness in another world. So essentially, inner pleasantness is important for human beings. Now think about it, the same life energy which you call myself, like yourself, you, it's capable of happiness, it's capable of sadness, it's capable of misery, it's capable of joy. Between happiness and sadness, what would you pick? There's no question, right? You would possibly at least pick happiness. What's the issue then? Why don't we always pick it? The issue is that currently your thoughts and emotions are not taking instructions from you. We've allowed our thoughts and our emotions to take instruction from the outside rather than from the inside. See, what's happening inside you, your experience is entirely self-created. If the whole world doesn't go according to you, at least your own thoughts and your own emotions should go according to you, shouldn't they? But right now, they're not taking instruction from you because we're currently handling the human mechanism in a very uninformed manner. We don't know how it works. The greatest piece of technology to ever exist, but the issue is that you don't know where the keyboard is. Now we think that fixing outer conditions is going to make everything okay. But for the last 150 years, we've tried and fully changed the external environment. But clearly, the problem is not the external environment. The problem is within. You can easily bullshit yourself into all sorts of emotional states, sadness, happiness, but it's not going to last. The weather, the stock market, the mere anticipation of something bad happening in the future can bring your mood down like that. Essentially, as long as your inner life is enslaved to external situations, it's going to be in an unsteady condition. So then what is the way out? We need to understand that the source and the basis of our experience is within us. Whether it's pain, misery, joy, ecstasy, whatever it is, it's happening within you. This video that you're seeing right now, you think you're seeing it on your screen, on your phone screen, laptop screen, wherever. If you remember this from 9th grade science class or whatever, it's actually the light which is falling on the phone, which is reflecting in your eye, which is some nonsense, and inside your inverted retina you can see the image. So even this image you're seeing within you. The whole world is something that you see within you. Let's say someone touches your hand, you think that they're touching your hand, but the experience is still felt in your own hand. Right? The point being is that all human experience is 100% self-created. So if your thoughts and emotions are of your own making, now you can mold them in any way you like. But that's easier said than done, isn't it? Because there's an inner technology for well-being. There's a way in which we work, which right now we don't know. And that is what this book explores, inner engineering. It's about understanding how the human mechanism works. So chapter 1 in the book is called The Only Way Out is In. Point that Sadhguru says is that don't look for a way out of misery, don't look for a way out of suffering, because the only way out is in. Most people consider that peace and joy are like the ultimate goals of life, of spiritual life. But you see, that's why they're wrong, because this peace and joy are the very basis of life. They're not the end goal. It's how you're meant to be joyful every single day. As a generation, we really crave it because we're deprived of it. The reason that becoming peaceful and joyful have become ultimate aspirations is because we as humans have stopped paying attention to the process of living. When most people say life, we're talking about the accessories of life. Like for example, a job, a car, money, other people. This is not life. These are the accessories of your life. What they miss is life itself, the life process that is you. Now you may say that this is not possible in the real world, and it's very easy for a yogi to say. 100% agree, and I see why you're thinking that. But you realize that even Sadhguru is someone who leads teams, deals with his organization, and like has actual real life problems, right? So it is possible. The only issue is that while biological evolution isn't conscious, spiritual evolution is conscious. It takes willingness. You believe that someone up there at some point is going to come and save you. Realize that we're living in a spherical planet which is rotating, I don't know how much. So, any way you look up, you're looking the wrong way. The only real context that we have to work with is outwards and inwards. The point being is that to evolve spiritually, to understand yourself better, you need a certain willingness to understand the life process and how life works. Now that you have this willingness, in the next video, we're going to look at what you have to do with it. Thank you so much for watching this episode, guys. I hope it added some value to you. I'll be back in the next episode of the podcast where we look at the rest of the book.